Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at French Creek State Park. Now, we're going to look at the disc golf course at French Creek State Park. French Creek's disc golf course is one of the most difficult wooded courses in this entire area. And I will die on that hill. It is wooded, tight, requires specific shots. If you are off the fairway even a little bit, you are hurting. And it's not because the rough is all that bad. The rough is not that difficult. I think the difficulty in French Creek comes from the fact that you get off the fairway, you think you can still get a par, still get to the basket, still, you know, whatever. You have a lane, you have a look. No, you don't. It's really, really tough. And I mean, I get it. People are all going to have their idea of what difficult is. It really depends on your game, what shots you have, what shots you don't have. For me, I have a fairly well-rounded game. I have forehand, backhand. I tend to play a little bit more of a touch game than a distance game, which is better for the woods anyway. I mean, really the only shot I don't have in my bag with any kind of skill is a backhand roller. And to be honest, when you're in the woods, you're not going to need a backhand roller. So for me, this course is one of the courses that I will use if I want to really hone my woods game. It's all wooded, all of it. You'll see. You'll see. This is a tough course. Anyway, I'm going to warm up and then we will get started. All right, let's get going. Oh, before we get started, I'm playing the shorter version. I believe this is the pink baskets, the bright pink baskets. And to be honest, who was the brilliant mind that decided to put the most unnatural color in the world in the woods so that you can actually see the baskets? It's great. Anyway, hole 1, par 3. UDisc says 355. The T sign for the pink basket says 305. And for the gold basket, it says 395. So 3 different distances. I'm going to assume that we're talking about 305, like the T sign says, not 355 like UDisc says. And the reason I think that is because I can almost get there. I'm not going to get there, so it's 355, even if it's downhill. Anyway, take a look here. The fairway goes straight for, I don't know, 120, 150 feet, and then starts to fade to the left. And it drops distinctly downhill at that point. My shot is a backhand. I try to go as far as possible. I try to really challenge the far side of the fairway at the turn, and hopefully get up there close enough to at least see the basket. If not, you know, have a putt. So I'm going to use a stag and see if I can't keep it straight far enough to really get down the tunnel. There we go. I hit a tree at the end after it dropped below where I could see, but it looked like a pretty good shot. Okay. Well, this was a very good drive for me. I am inside the circle. I'm short and left of the basket, probably 20 feet or maybe 25. But this is good for me. The basket's way below my feet. So, let's see what we can do with a putt here. That'll work. Yeah. That's good to start off with a birdie. All right, hole 2. U-disc says 165. The T sign says 144. Well, either way, we're going way up there. In the same way that the hole 1 gradual descent was gradual, this ascent, because we're going back up to the top of the hill, is immediate. It's all of a sudden. So the basket is pretty much straight on off the tee pad. And you have a couple different lanes here. I like to use the right-hand lane on this basket and just throw a fairway driver up there and see if I can get close. But it is uphill. Yeah, that should be pretty close. A couple things about French Creek while I'm getting started. Number 1, it is extremely rocky. Most of the fairways, a lot of the greens, lots of rocks, really hard on your feet. If you're at an advanced age like I am, it's tough on your knees. Along the same lines, number 2, the course is really not that cart friendly. It's not that there's a lot of places like this where I'm going to be dragging the cart up this ridiculously steep slope. It's just the rocks and the roots and everything throws the cart all over the place. So, my Zuka doesn't handle it very well. I know some of the, what are they called, Ravix or whatever, the ones that look a little bit more like a ball golf cart, they work a little better. But still, it's probably better just to carry your bag. And last but not least, they have a special breed of bug up here. These little no-see-em gnat, whatever they are in your nose, ears, eyes, and every other orifice they can get to as soon as you get out of your car. So, now I happen to be playing on one of the hottest days we've had so far this year, but still, they're just ridiculous. Anyway, let's go up and see where I ended up. All right. Now, I went a little deep. I probably hit up here and rolled down the back of the green. I still think I'm inside the circle, but it's not necessarily where you want to be. You want to be under the basket. All right, good way to start. Weak side. That's all right, I'll take this. Whew. It's hot. All right, hole 3. U-disc says 343. The C sign says 295. Fairway is pretty well defined. The basket sits on the left edge of the fairway. The problem is You almost kind of see that the fairway starts to slope right to left. When you get around the corner up here, it really slopes. If you come off the left side of the fairway, there's a huge hill. And I've seen people go to the bottom. I haven't been there myself. I've only been halfway. It's bad enough. Anyway, my play here is backhand. And the one thing that I do need to do to remind myself is to keep it fairly low, because it doesn't matter how much I push the right side of the fairway. If I'm too high, I'm going to fade over to the left and go down the hill. So the goal is to push the right side of the fairway, but keep it fairly low. That might still be too high. And we'll see when we get down there. I didn't get nearly enough distance, but hopefully I didn't go down the hill. Okay, so I did go down the hill a little bit. It's not too bad. I just have to find a stance here that I can use that's not going to put me tumbling to the bottom of the hill. And because of all the little birch trees that I've got, they look like birch trees, that I have in front of my face, I can't throw the backhand or the forehand that I normally throw. So I'm going to have to throw this tricky little backhand. That should work. Yes, I'm only into hole 3 and already the sweat's pouring down my face. All right. Hey, give me those. Thank you. Okay, let's put this to bed. On to hole 4. Hole 4 is way down the hill. It's a bit of a long walk. All right, hole 4. T-sign says 300. U-disc says I have no idea because my phone died. The fairway is pretty narrow. Bears slightly to the right. The basket is set to the right off the fairway. I would like to throw a forehand here, but my forehand ends up too far to the right and pinched off. So I'm going to throw a backhand flex and see if that doesn't give me a better angle. Well, it was a little too much flex, but that's okay because it hit a tree and jumped back to the fairway, I think. So let's go find out. All right, well, yeah. Flex stayed to the right a little too much, and I'm behind a tree here. So I still have a good 100 and, ooh, watch it, good 120. And I'm gonna have, because there's too many little trees there, I'm gonna have to try not to break my ankle. I'm gonna have to try to throw another flex. There are so many rocks here. There we go. All right, so I can't see. So we're just gonna come out here as far as possible and go for it. Well, that stayed left. Okay, well, a little bit too far right, a little bit too far left. Let's see if I have a long look or if I'm blocked off again. All right, well, I got my open look. It took an extra shot to get it. And it's a pretty long look. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, off the top. And short. All right. That's the first bogey. Okay. There are an impressive number of bugs. In my ears, in my nose. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm gonna try to stop complaining about the bugs now. All right, this is hole 5. T sign says 303. The basket is slightly left of center of the tee pad. The fairway is gradually uphill. There's 2 lanes, a left and a right. I'm going to take the right because the left is a little tighter, and the right gives me a little bit more airspace to get some flex on this king and hopefully get a little more distance. I was going to hit that big tree. Yep. All right, hit the big tree in the center of the fairway, but halfway there. Okay, so the basket is hiding behind the one tree right in front of me. 120 maybe. So let's see. I think I can throw the anvil, forehand the anvil up there. That should work nicely. All right, let's finish this out. Okay, on hole 6. Okay, hole 6. T sign says 361. Again, a medium to medium small fairway. It goes pretty straight, but it's long enough that unless you're throwing insanely hard or throwing an incredibly flat, straight mid-range, you're going to fade. You're going to fade into the trees, and then you're going to have to scramble. So my goal here is to throw this king. My goal is to get the bugs out of my ears. I wonder if that's coming through on the mic. My goal is to throw this king, have it flex a little bit, but basically just not go terribly deep into the crap. The basket is on the left, which should probably throw a forehand in that case, but we're already here. All right. Well, got all the way up there. Oh, not all the way, but up there quite a bit. Okay, so now you can start to see what I mean about not terribly bad rough, but bad rough. I am maybe 70 from the basket. The basket is straight ahead. You should be able to see it between these two of the trees up here. But I don't really have anything even remotely open. The only thing I really have is a bit of a forehand and try to drop it around a couple of those trees up there. Let's see how well that works. Oh, I think I'm way long. Crap. That was a little too much juice. Okay. Now I'm a little long. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Weak side. That's better. Whew. Okay, on to hole 7. All right, hole 7. T sign says 188. Short little hole. Hooks to the right. There's one tree right in the dead center of the fairway. It's amazing how many people hit that one little tree in the middle of the fairway. I'm just going to throw an overstable forehand. This is a fairway driver. This is a Fortress. And just see if I can't manage to get up there through the couple of trees on the green and get myself a putt. That was a little wide left. I might have a long look. Okay, pin high, downhill, 25 to 30 feet. Whew. There we go. All right, 2 for 2. The edge of circle. That is a very good sign. Oh man, hot. And yes, I'm wearing jeans on one of the hottest days we have out here because I just came from work and I didn't have time to change. All right, hole 7. T-sign says 258. This is a tight little fairway. Made even tighter by the tree that started to fall over and, you know, cut off part of it. Basket is pretty much straight ahead, just slightly right, and it's all downhill. I'm going to try to throw this Longbowman forehand flex and see if I can get most of the way down there and not hit a tree in the tunnel. That is the goal anyway. I don't always hit the shots I want to hit, but let's see what we can do here. Oh, that worked. Yeah, I'm on the right side down there, but I got all the way down. I didn't hit the trees in the tunnel. Okay, well, this is not a bad place to be, except it's in this little pocket of brush. But I'm inside the circle, I think. Don't have much of a look. Well, not quite. Well, one on the right hand, one on the right side, one on the left side. Yabba. All right. Now, since I'm parked near hole 8, I'm gonna go see if I can get a battery for the phone and see if I can find a place to change into shorts, because this is brutal. Okay, so parked near the basket of hole 8. So I took the opportunity to go change into shorts, get a new towel, get another bottle of Gatorade, get a cord for the phone. So now we're ready for the last 10. This is hole 9. T-sign says 292. Fairway's mostly straight. It snakes a little bit. It kind of works your way around to the right a little bit past this big tree, and then kind of comes back to the left a little. The basket is up there tucked into the left. My goal is just to get up the fairway as far as I can. I don't want to fly into the woods too far to the left, but you know, it's 292, so distance right now at this point in the hole is key. All right. Ooh, hit a rock. I think I'm halfway or more. And I'm in the fairway, which is a nice change. Okay. Second shot. Looks like I'm about 70 out. And there's a group of trees between me and the basket, along with all the other ones. So, what do I want to do here? I think, oh boy, I'm not sure. There's a lot more trees on the right than there is on the left, but there's this one right here in front of me that's kind of messing with the idea of a forehand. I don't know if I can step back. No, I think I want to kind of come forward and try to do it this way. I'm going to need a lot of angle. Ooh. I think I should be happy for those branches. I think I all but dropped down on top of the basket. Where? Oh, it's sitting here on edge. I couldn't see it. Yeah, this is nice. Having drop-ins like that is very nice on a course like this. Whew. All right, next hole. Okay, Hole 10, minus the hat. The hat was so saturated it was dripping on my glasses. Hole 10, 238. Basically a J. We're gonna fly down straight and then fade to the left at the end. This bear has a nice fade at the end of its flight. I can't put 100% on it, so I'll have to touch it a little bit, but it should work just fine. I think I'm a little far to the left. It might have been a little too high. Okay. I could have stood to have a little more straight and a little less left, but it puts me at the edge of the circle. I've got a nice shot framed by a couple of trees here. Ow. That one bite. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. All right. I like it. This is so far starting to look like a very good score for me on this course. Okay, this is hole 11, 233, dead straight. A couple of trees up near the pin, but other than that, it's a more wide open fairway than we've had in a while. I think I'm gonna try to just take a nice easy hatchet and get up there. I don't want to drift too far to the left. The green does slope slightly right to left, so I'm going to try to keep it from going too far down that way. Oh, I hit a tree right in front of the green. That was a good flight though. All right. A little outside the circle, but I have an open look, so easy bid and don't mess up your par. That was close. Nope, that's left. All right. So one thing I can't do during a tournament is high putts that go way left. That's one of the things that costs me strokes when I play a tournament, especially on longer putts. I try to put too much on them, lift the putt, and they end up fading to the left and going way outside the circle. All right, hole 12, 262. This is the opposite of hole 10. Decently sized fairway with just a couple of trees to avoid. And then, like hole 10, hook to the left. This one hooks to the right. So we want to get 3/4 of the way down and then start getting to the left, or getting to the right. I'm going to throw a forehand. I'm going to use a driver just because of how much it needs to move to the right. I'm kind of hoping that I can get enough right hand distance to get a look for the Get a look for the 2. All right, we'll see. I avoided the trees. Okay, not bad. Give me a look. Not bad. I got a look here. I got one little tree I have to avoid. Looks like I'm gonna have to use my favorite putting style. Oh, a little high. That was way off. Oh boy. Well, yeah, straddle putts are not my strong point. Not my strong point. That's all right. I'll take a par on that. It's a short hole, but it's better than a bogey. Oh, I am getting sloppy feet already. All right, hole 13, 296, downhill, hooks to the left. 2 things I do know. One, the rough is really bad on this hole, so you really want to stay in the fairway. And 2, they had a lot of storm damage here in the last couple of weeks, and I can see by all the trees that I can see cut that they've been doing a lot of work, but I don't know, the holes might not be the same as what I remember. We will see. This hole I just want to get down the fairway as far as possible and then hook to the left and see what I have left. Pretty much just what I wanted. Now we'll go down there and see what I got. Okay, that gives me a long look. I have to be careful not to fall in the pit left by this tree, but yeah, it's gonna make the stance a little wonky. All right, let's just do it this way. Nope. Come on, Bill. Relax. That's better. That's better. All right. The bugs won't leave me alone. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay, well, that was the way to get to 14. Not only do I not see a way there, but it looks like there's trees down all the way along here. So I think we're gonna skip 14. I'll see if I can put a little blurb in the video describing it, and I try to figure out how to get to 15, but I don't even, because 15 is up that way too. So, all right, let me see where I can, let me see if I can get there from here. Okay, well, there's hole 15 with a big tree down across the tee pad. So I guess 15 is out of commission too. So we're going to move on up to 16, see if 16 is playable. This will be another hole I'll have to add in post-production. All right, hole 16. 16 looks to be playable, so we're gonna give it a shot. 331, pretty straight, medium to medium small fairway. There's a couple of little trees down at the end of the tighter area, and then the fairway drifts around to the left. So get down there to those little trees, and then let your disc start to fade if you're throwing the right hand backhand. Oh, it's going to fade a little too much. Yeah, that's way left in the crap. That's going to be a bit of a bugger to find. All right, now let's see what we got. Okay, now we've got a bit of a storm damage challenge here, because I went way off to the left. The basket's down there, by the way. I went way off to the left, and there's a couple of massive tree root balls, and my disc is right behind them. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I got a little tree here in my way. I've got a smaller tree up here in the way. I really don't have any kind of opening that way. The only real opening I have is to try to punch a forehand out here, maybe, and see how far around the corner I can get. Let's see what happens. All right, well, it's out. There wasn't much I could do with that. There's a lot of little branches and stuff in the way. So I was gonna have to get extremely lucky to get out there clean. So, all right, let's go up here and finish this hole. We still going? Oh, we are going. There we go, okay. All right, so I have a long look, an outside the circle look. I'm just glad I got around those huge tree roots. Oh, don't yank it to the right. Sorry, bug in the mouth. Oh, all right. That's the second bogey of the round. All righty. There we go. All right, two more. Hopefully they're open and playable. All right, hole 17, 239. The tee pad's pointed off to the right because the long pin goes down to the right, down the chute and turns to the right. The short pin is up here on the left, and it's a downhill hole, so a mid-range should work. just kind of float it down there. Try not to drift too far in either direction, because, you know, it'd be nice to try to get a birdie here. Yeah, it's pretty straight. And I'm down on the green. I think I skipped a little bit farther left than I wanted to go, but hey, let's go see. All right, that went long. Not as far left as I thought, but long. I think I'm still inside the circle or just on the edge. Short. Nope. Getting tired. Oh yeah. All right, one more. One more. I have a bit of a walk to get there. That's all right. All right, hole 18. 281. Open on the left. Ugly woods and rough and stuff on the right. And at about 250, it opens up on the right, and you got to hook around the far corner of the woods, and the pin is up on the right. So, for me, obvious forehand hole, and because it's slightly uphill, and I have no illusions about birdieing this one, I just want to get up there in the open so that I can see the basket and get up and down. Let's see if we can win this thing. Come on back, baby. Boom. All right. That should be up there far enough that I can see the basket. All right, there we go. I just have to flip it up on the green, get my par, and be done. And there we go. That's a little long, but it's up there and puttable. There we go. That's the way to finish. Woo! Oh, so much for the hot round. That gives a new meaning to the word hot round. Okay, that was French Creek short version. Because my phone crapped out, I have no idea what my score was. I think it's 2, 3, 4 under, which is not a bad score for me. It's not great, but it's, I would take that in the tournament. I would definitely take that in the tournament. This is a fantastic woods course. A fantastic woods course. I get it. It's just great. There's nothing else I can say. Come play it. If you like woods golf, come play French Creek. It's so funny. I normally have a hat on, so the fact that I don't, and the flies are landing on my head, and it's driving me bananas. Anyway, I'm hoping very, very much that the local club and volunteers have the manpower and the tools to recover those 2 holes, 14 and 15. I know that having all those trees down is going to change the nature of those holes, and you know, it is what it is. But a complete 18 here at French Creek is just, it's something that we really need this course to be back in playable shape. Well, all the holes in playable shape. Right now, 16 of them are in playable shape. Anyway, it's hot. I want to get to the car. It's like 95 degrees and the atmosphere is drinkable. So I'm going to head back and, I don't know, figure out what course to do next. So until I see you guys out on the course, go smash some chains.